Hey Gates, you are a savior. We yelling black and gold to the Super Bowl. Black and gold to the Super Bowl. Black and gold. Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that said they gon' beat them Saints? Hey, we going to Miami. Already tamed the Wildcat. Second line into that Super Bowl and bring that crown back. Brown bag days over. Take that to the bank.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of Down South Sports Fanatics. Man, we got a show for y'all. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about our Saints. We're going to talk about the training camp. We're going to talk about who's impressing us in camp. And, of course, the Drew Brees introduction into the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame. But without further ado, let me get the voice of reason himself thoughts on it. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up, man? Podcast number 2, man. We got some full-blown training camp. I don't know, man. I know we got some darlings already out there on Airline Drive that everybody wants to talk about.
And we're all going to talk about it, but we want the truth, and we got the guy that gives it to us, the hard truth. What's up, Pacho?
Man, football's heating up. The temperature's heating up. Man, it's good to see some football tonight starting for the first game of the season. So let's kick it off.
Absolutely. And we're going to need some stats on that game tonight. We got the guy himself, the stat guy. What's up, Fernando?
What's going on, gentlemen? Looks like this is going to be football the rest of the way, huh? No more weeks without football.
No more weeks without football. Man, well, listen, let's talk about it, of course. Let's lead off. We'll talk about the camp later. Dave, Drew Brees going in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of there's rumored to be a lot of fans up there in Canton, man, in Ohio. What's your thoughts, Dave?
Man, and deservingly so. He should get the royal treatment from everybody, dude. I mean, you talk about listen, even as a person, man, you couldn't ask for a better guy to lead you to the promised land. You know, I mean, his arrival here changed the entire culture. He, along with Sean Payton. I mean, Drew, to me, the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he didn't have the crazy measurables. You know, he didn't have the biggest arm. He doesn't, you know, he's not a running quarterback. He's not 6'5". I mean, but his cerebral ability just to dictate the game, to anticipate the next play, you know what I mean? To know where to look defenders off, the pump fake. I mean, he was as crafty as you could get for a quarterback, but the accuracy, the heart that he played with, dude. I mean, like I said, he went against a lot of obstacles, you know, come back from the injury with the Chargers when we got him in free agency. This guy overcame a lot, you know, and did not have the greatest set of skills. He had good skills. Obviously, you have to have good skills to be where he went. But, dude, I mean, incredible career. I mean, to me, one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time. That's not a homer thing. That's nothing like that, dude. He's up there with Brady, Elway, Montana, those guys. There's no doubt about it, dude. So it's great to see him go in. Sean Payton's going to be there with him, dude. We never can, forget what he did for this city, dude, and you know, it still lives on. I mean, 2009 Super Bowl 44 champs.
I know. Listen, we joke a lot, but I tell you what, there ain't many guys out there more of a diehard than Pancho. I can tell you right now, he may give y'all some crazy takes and make us laugh, but he's through and through black and gold. Pancho, your thoughts on Drew Brees?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of disappointing that I haven't made that trip just because I've been to the Super Bowl in Miami. I've made through that, and the crazy thing is, Drew was at his best, 95% of the time. And with one Super Bowl, and it's arguably we should be 2, maybe 3 Super Bowls in at this point with Drew. But, you know, some missed calls and no calls kind of derailed that issue. But again, Drew showed you what a pro was, and kind of he was never an egotistic guy. You never felt like, you know, you had to root against the guy. You always wanted to root with the guy. At one point, the Saints was America's team, you know, so Drew was a huge part of that. You know, with the Reggie coming in with him and helping out. I mean, there was some parts and pieces that worked, you'll never see Drew and Colston, you know, you never see some, not lost memories, but memories down there. Hopefully Tyler can help us out with some new memories and create this, a dynasty, hopefully.
Before I get his thoughts, I want y'all to know, not only is Fernando on the show with us, that's my nephew, actually, I call him my godchild, but anyway, we've been watching the Saints since he was young, and we used to sit out in the porch and argue with my dad about the Saints and everything else. But Fernando, times have changed, man. What you think about Drew Brees going to Hall of Fame?
I mean, Drew Brees changed everything for a lot of Saints fans, right? Like when him and Sean Payton came into town, we didn't know what to make of it. I remember very clearly that I actually wanted Culpepper as our quarterback. And then he shows up. We don't know much about Sean Payton and him, but from the day he stepped off the plane into New Orleans as a Saints quarterback, it just changed everything. Like people that were born after when Drew Brees was here know nothing else but Saints winning, basically. Yeah. Right? Like when we were, not to say we, y'all are older than me, but when I was coming up, I was with Aaron Brooks, Ricky Williams, those guys. Like we were winning a little bit, but nothing like what Drew Brees brought. Drew Brees like impacted the economy. So I'll say this: I was at the end of his career. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little bit of a Drew Brees hater. But after you see somebody like that play, and then you see what's next, you appreciate what he actually was. So he deserves everything he's getting. It gets a little. I've watched a bunch of his stuff this week and interviews he's done, and you can just tell what kind of a person he is, the kind of guy he is, and I'm really happy for him. So
my thoughts on it is this: most of you know, I mean, I know we joking about my jersey and different that, but I am diehard through and through. Fernando can tell you, I used to sit out there in the parking lot in the pouring rain and try to get tickets and this and that when we were younger.
I used to get them free on airline, man. For the Times Picayune.
$2.
They was free.
My thing is this: Drew Brees made a choice to come here, him and his wife. And if you haven't had a chance to watch the documentary on it, it's really nice. They made a choice to come here, him and Sean Payton. And I tell you what, I call them a dynamic duo. Them guys just changed this city. They took a hold of it and it just meant the world to this city. Because I mean, I think this is the final chapter in it, in the rebirth of this city. I think we all waited for this day for Drew Brees to go in. We hated to see him go, but it was more than just about football. I think we can all agree on that.
And to speak on that, I mean, up until that, I mean, other than Aaron Brooks, we have seen some terrible quarterback play in the city of New Orleans.
Terrible.
The whole '90s, early, that was rough, man. Other than that, some Heath Schuler days. You know what I'm saying? God,
Pancho, the Saints were a punchline. Like the Ricky Williams and the dress and all that other stuff too. Like the Saints were a laughing stock. Drew Brees and Sean Payton completely changed that.
So I've been working in the Superdome selling merch since like 93, 94. So I've seen some terrible. God, it was rough, man.
Well, look at the quarterbacks that you just talked about. Look at just a short period of time, dude. I remember being in Baton Rouge at that empty facility over there known as Tiger Stadium, dude, for the Dolphins game and the Bears game that year in 2005. I don't know who the hell else went to that game. I think Pancho might have went with us.
Yeah, I went.
Games, but you remember the quarterbacks that you had. The names are wild. I mean, Joey Harrington, Todd Bauman, Aaron York,
Todd Bauman,
Adrian McPherson. I think even got a quarter or two to play. It was awful, dude. I mean,
what up, oil man? Welcome back.
Just terrible. But like Fernando, you made a good point too. Like all the kids now, man. Like my son's about to be 20 years old. They don't know, and even the generation a little before that. If you're under the age of 40, you don't know the failures like Pancho was talking about, like Fernando was talking about. But look at what happened when he left the building, and not to throw shade at Jameis or anybody. It was Jameis, Teddy, Taysom, Derek Carr. Nobody. I mean, to fill those shoes, nobody's been able to do it. That's why we're so excited about Shuck. He's shown the most potential to do it up to this point. And I mean, it just says, man, you can't replace Drew Brees, man. He's irreplaceable. When people kept saying, oh, he's noodle arm Brees, all the other podcasts, we know who they are. They don't even podcast anymore half the time, those guys. I'm going to take a little shot because I want to right now because they gave my boy Brees a lot of shit. And when Brees was still in 19 and 20, even though, like Fernando said, there was a little hate because people said, hey, he can't throw a deep ball. You go look at his numbers. He was still putting up top 5 numbers in this league as far as QB rating, accuracy, yards per game. And to me, he proved you didn't have to throw the ball a mile. You didn't have to throw it 90 miles per hour. If you have accuracy, if you're a cerebral assassin, you can win in this league, dude. I mean, he changed everything.
And Rich, real quick, because I saw a comment earlier about like the NBA city. So not to go off topic too much, but I wanted to just say what y'all were talking about is what we remember the Saints giving away tickets to go to games and those the crowds when the Saints weren't winning. It's the same thing with the Pelicans. You put a winner out there and the arena is going to be packed. So I just wanted to get that out there real quick.
That's a great
like I said, there was literally I think it was the Tom Picayune in the radio station. They used to give away free tickets at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we would get out there at 7 o'clock at night in the rain to go watch a 5-win team.
Yeah, dude, blackouts. Remember y'all blackouts? How many of y'all remember playing Tecmo Bowl and listening to the Saints game in the background?
Put it like this. So my grandson, Spencer, is 15 months old, and he's been to 8 Saints games already. So he's experienced it at a young age. So I plan to keep that going on with him. Work that out.
I tell you, man, you can go through them stories. There's so much. I tell you. But listen, let's dive into the camp, y'all, for a little bit. The talk of the camp is Barry and Brown right now. Fernando, talk about it.
Wait, real quick, I'm going to pull this up for you, and you just go ahead and play this for me when you get a chance.
Got it. You got it.
So we got that kind of technology going, right? That's good stuff, man.
What happened?
I got you. Calm down.
What? Man, look at the hands.
That's on a back shoulder. Here's another one. Watch the separation. Over the shoulder.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the dude just, he's the real deal. I think, like I said, I told Dave this on the phone before. I don't think he's going to be, a top 3 receiver or anything.
Are we sure about that?
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's your Joe Morgan. He's your lightning in the bottle type of guy. Dave with some other.
I mean, I think Rashid Shaheed version 2, right? Could he be that?
Look, he's getting compared to, and I think this is a good comparison. I like the actual Joe Morgan that Poncho said, but I think he's going to be like your Devery Henderson, right? Blowing the top off of defense. I think he'll have a little bit more run after a catch ability than other guys.
I think he's got better hands than Devery.
He does. But man, does this guy showing out like this in camp really disappoints me from LSU last year.
Man, let me ask you guys this real quick. I want to jump in. I know Poncho's going to give a shit about this, but we weren't too crazy about this guy, but I thought it was a really good move when this happened. The Jalen Polk retirement kind of surprised us all, right? We thought, hey, this is a former second-round pick. It was a good value move for the Saints, giving up a late pick just to take a flyer on a guy, right, who's under 25 years old to fill the receiver room. Let's see what he's got. Do y'all think – I mean, listen, has there ever been has a story unfolded completely on why he retired? Because I'm just wondering if he looked around – and look, no shot against Jalen Polk, but you think he looked around this room and saw guys like Jordan Tyson and Barry and Brown perform the way they did early on in practice and said, hey, look, whatever injury with the shoulder, whatever other things I overcame, I don't know if I got a shot for playing time here. Well, and do you think that influenced his decision to retire?
I don't think he retired at that point. You still, I mean, God, you work your ass off to get to that point. I just don't think you up and quit.
Well,
there's something internally that, other than that, because there's other teams that could use talent. You get what I'm saying? There's other avenues to go, but it had to be, an internal decision, that just to up and quit,
Look, I
mean, you wouldn't have seen that 10 years ago, right? I mean, it's a different game now, the way guys are, everybody says all sports athletes in different sports aren't as tough as what they used to be, when we came up.
And then you don't know where people's mental capacity is at.
I was hoping for Jalen Polk to do something, man.
I was going to say, that's a lot. Like, he was a second-round pick 2 years ago. That's a lot of money he's walking away from. So it has to be something way more.
You wish the best for the guy, but I just wondered, do you think, does he look around and just maybe it's messing with him psychologically to say, hey, look, dude, look at the talent around me. I'm not saying, I don't know. I mean, we had to get an ex-player in here to maybe.
No, then you would have guys like Michael Lewis that wouldn't even try to come out. You would have, you have guys who have it and some guys that just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't feel like going out there. 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and just didn't want to do that grind. Some guys aren't down for the grind.
Right.
There's no, Jamarcus Russell wasn't down for the grind. You get what I'm saying? So there was.
But don't you think, Pancho, if he felt like that room was wide open, where he felt like, hey, I can be a shoo-in as a
You
number
can play
three,
the what if games. All you can go off is which is the logical reason. If you don't make the team, there's 29 other teams he can go.
Right.
And look, and I'm gonna say this: I don't know anything. This is just me speculating. I think Jalen Polk, there's something internally wrong. I don't know what, family, him, whatever. And he's young enough to where he can step away for a little while, and he can come back if he can trains and everything else.
Yeah,
and come back. But
I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking a shot at the guy. I was rooting for Jalen Polk since day one. We talked about it. It's not like I'm saying anything bad about the guy, but I'm just wondering if it got in his head because of how talented these other guys were. I mean, because look, every one of your fields, you go in there, you see guys are doing your craft, which you do, and you see, damn, these dudes really got their shit together. These dudes are super.
No, you would have a leave of absence.
2 situations in a row, like New England now, New Orleans now. What if that happens? Maybe that's beating this guy up in his mental capacity.
No, he just don't have the dog in him, bro. He don't have the dog.
Maybe not. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's part of it, is just seeing how, like, Berrien Brown, Bryce Lance, Devon Vele, Tyson, Olave, he's saying, hey, I can't stack up against these guys maybe. And I'm not taking a shot at him, but maybe it's a testament to how good the Saints have built that receiver room.
Let's address this to Orman, who's always on here. Y'all make sure to go like that page too. He's saying the off-season individual training. Do you think it's leading to more injuries right now in the NFL?
Say that again. Individual.
He's asking about the off-season training.
The lack of together practices and the more people training a lot. I mean, I don't know. Off the field, no. I don't think that relates. I just think it has to do with the lack of playing together. They saying they got 15 practices. Like I was watching earlier. So you got teams that had 15 practices. You know what I'm saying? About to go play for $1 billion game. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, imagine 15 days into your work, bro. Are you ready to go? I don't know.
Well, that's what I think, and I think the NFL actually has gotten it backwards, and I think they're going way too far on the soft side of things. And like Pancho said, the Saints have had 2 off days already after going in pads. Their second off day is coming tomorrow, and they used to have 2-a-days in the NFL. They don't have those anymore.
And you you listen to Bobby Hebert, he'll tell you the Jim Mora and Hammond days of the 2-a-days and the grinds of just that's all you did for not 14 days. You did it for a whole month. But
to me, maybe growing up, do y'all remember it ever being this freaking hot?
I mean, Richie, that's a good point too. Cramping, because I'm seeing it right now in baseball. You know me, I'm watching baseball every day, pretty much during the week. There's a lot of guys leaving games with lower leg cramps. There's pitchers with shoulder issues. I mean, I think the heat has something to do with it, but I don't know. Do y'all think these injuries were hidden better by guys in the previous generations, and they had these nagging injuries, and they just
you had steroids and you had pain pills back in the day to assist all this.
Right.
So,
these dudes are doing 6 lines
and marijuana. Yeah, weed now. I mean,
Lance just made a great point. He said, "You don't bring back 2-a-days. Do they even do 2-a-days?
They don't do 2-a-days anymore." But look, this is what I heard this last year from somebody. I don't know if it was on another pod or they were talking about it and it's something, but it makes sense. All of these guys coming up now are turning into mainly one sport athletes. Like these travel ball teams for every different sport and all the flag football and stuff like that. You're just focusing on one sport. So using the same body parts over and over like that. Yeah. And like, especially baseball, like if you're a pitcher and that's all you do, then, those injuries are bound to pop up.
And Fernando, that's a good point too. Because I mean, baseball years ago, I mean, you always do with the American League. Just to get into baseball real quick, they always had a designated hitter for many years. Obviously, the National League just switched from where pitchers don't hit within the last 5 years or so. And I'll tell you this, dude. I mean, as a Cubs fan, we lost one of our best young pitchers. His second start of the season. But you see it all the time in baseball. These pitchers, all they do, like you said, they don't want these guys to field the ball that much. Other infielders run for the ball as soon as they hit towards a pitcher. They don't hit anymore. But it seems to be more significant arm injuries more than ever. I mean, guys are having Tommy John surgery, rotator cuff stuff. I mean, all sorts of stuff. UCL damage.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say welcome to all of our regulars. They seem to all be back this show, man. I see them all in there, man. All the guys that watch us throughout the season. Yes, we're on a regular schedule now.
Yeah, they're probably like, hey, assholes, when do y'all decide to come back? I mean, you know, it's like, are these guys ever going to come back, or what the hell are we going to do on our Thursday nights and whatever the hell nights we do this half the time?
So I want to address this right quick, and we had to talk. Oh man, we're gonna get some crap for this. Supposedly, Rattler's having a better camp than Tyler Shuck. What goes into it? I have no idea.
I know. Do we have that clip of Shuck throwing that interception at the end of the?
Listen, if Spencer Rattler throws a behind the back pass 70 yards downfield on a dime and hits somebody in a completion, he's still the number 2 quarterback, bro. I mean,
look, at the end of the day, it's a good problem to have.
It is.
You got some teams out there that, again, the Atlanta Falcons, they throwing a hope and a prayer out there. They got a team full of prospects, and they trying to hope something sticks at the quarterback position.
Out next week with a Labrador at the ball.
I mean, if Rattler, the same thing in Cleveland, you got Shador and Deshaun Watson out there, throwing dimes, man.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Hey, Deshaun Watson. Hey, we talked about this earlier. I'm going to go and make my bold prediction over Deshaun Watson. He lights it up, bro. They might even open up a rub and tug over in a concession stand somewhere in Section 308 because that dude's going to nail it this year, bro. And I didn't mean that
listen, I wanted to.
He's going to nail it, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can laugh at me by week 4 if he's benched for Shador, but I think Deshaun Watson is going to say F you to everybody that doubted him, bro.
I got a little thing to tell y'all. I didn't even want to tell y'all in private because I wanted to share it on air. We're going to do something a little different this year because of last year of all the comedies between Pancho, people wanting to come at him. It's all in fun. We know Pancho takes it all. He loves it. This year, guess what we're going to do? We're going to bring people on screen.
What they're going to do?
To tell you what they think.
What is this, like a dunk booth or something? Like, what's going to happen? They're like, hey, Dave, hey, asshole, you told me to draft this guy.
I think it's good if they got a question. I think it's good if they got a question to ask Fernando, ask Dave, ask Pancho, ask me, ask Shane, anybody. I think it's good to bring them on real quick, ask their question, and go back a little bit. Even if it's for like 30 seconds or a minute, whatever. I think it's good content.
Man, we could do a section where we can like stump David, like stump Schwab.
Let's do it, man. Let's go.
I think it'd be good. People can call Fernando.
Look, I'll make my bold. I'm telling y'all, Deshaun Watson, dude, and it's not a knock on Shador. It's not. I root for Shador. I do. Deshaun Watson's about to go.
Hey, Dave, you like that? The Oilman said Hollywood Squares.
There you go. Yeah. Look, Deshaun Watson is going to have a deal with Calgon Lotion and the local rub and tug by week 3, bro. He's going to be everywhere in Cleveland, bro. I'm telling you,
already gone off the rails.
It's going to be wild, bro. Deshaun Watson is going to have.
I don't think Pancho has it. I mean, Fernando, do they have a podcast that has it like Hollywood Squares?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the hell Hollywood Squares is, but
Jesus Christ, this dude's really showing your age, bro.
It's not as good as Family Feud, but it's pretty good. It's like people sit on top of a thing and shit.
It was like it's a tic-tac-toe game, right?
Yeah,
so you got non-celebrities, and you had two contestants, and yet they had a question. The celebrity had to answer it right or wrong. You had to say yes, I agree with them. If not, you got an X or O, and you had to play tic-tac-toe.
I'm about to look it up right now.
That's actually pretty well. That's right on point. That's pretty accurate there. Yeah.
Hollywood Squares. It's like the what was that old show with all people that showed up in the? Oh, I know. I've seen this before. I've seen it.
Oh, Fernando, look at that. Read it. That's my buddy Steven.
Try to see y'all come out. It's a good time.
Who was the?
Where's that at, Steven?
Was that a Chuck? No, it wasn't Chuck Willie on that. I know Chuck Willie was the
game.
Yeah, it was 2 and 2.
But information.
Who did Hollywood Squares, bro? Who's the host?
Oh, wait, Rich. We can put a team out there. We can go play. I'd love to see all y'all play golf.
What y'all talking about?
I can't play liquor golf. I'm
gonna
drive the golf cart.
Oh yeah, I can swing a mean club, bro.
Hey, and y'all talking about the Deshaun Watson references?
Me and Pancho's go. I'm about to go.
Pancho started with that, man.
It's that Timberlane, Fernando.
All right, I saw that.
Hey, look, about Spencer Rattler, though. Okay, we joked on the phone about this, guys, and I don't know how the viewers think about this. And listen, dude, this is not me hating. I knew Rattler wasn't the guy as a franchise quarterback. Maybe somewhere else he develops over a couple years and becomes that. Who knows? I love Tyler Shuck. I knew from day one it was love at first sight. This dude's gonna be a bad mofo. But does he beat out Zach Wilson 100% for the number 2 job? Or is there any
1,000%.
chance of Zach Wilson?
1,000%.
Like,
But I don't
there's
think,
any way
I don't think
Zach
you get rid of
Wilson
Zach
beats out?
Wilson. I think you ride into three quarterbacks. Zach
No,
Wilson
but
is a good.
Dave think they're gonna move Rattler to 3, Pancho.
No, I don't. No.
Now, hold on, whoa. I didn't say 100%. Here's the thing. Okay, so this is let's just play this. Give me 30 seconds. If Zach Wilson plays his ass off, being a former starting quarterback, high draft pick, he was shitty in New York. We know all about that. But if he looks the part, learns the offense really quickly, and there's a team, let's say Aaron Rodgers decides to go like tour with the Grateful Dead or some shit and walks out on Pittsburgh a week after the season starts, what if they call you, hey, dude, we got a 3rd-round pick. We're desperate. We feel like we can make the playoffs with Spencer Rattler possibly.
Yeah, that'd be the only way.
Dave, nobody. The viewers don't agree with you, Dave. They say Wilson's shit.
No, I agree with Dave.
I know he's shit, but I'm saying
if
I don't
Rattler
think they're
gets
that far
traded, then
apart,
yeah,
is what
I
I'm
think
saying.
Wilson's a QB too. But also, we're going off of, like Dave said before, like he doesn't buy stock into training camp necessarily too much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But like Tyler Shuck, I believe Tyler Shuck's a gamer, right? I think he's a way better player in the games than he is in practices. If Zach Wilson comes out and does the same thing and Spencer Rattler shits the bed, then that's the other way that happens too.
So I'm just, because to me, I don't care about training camp. And I'll be honest, people are like, hey, what the hell are you talking about, Dave? Well, I've seen Emmanuel Butler look like the next coming of Jerry Rice to Saints fans. I've seen Andy Tanner look like the next Steve Largent to some people. Dude, Adrian Arrington, how many we got to bring up? Every year there's a Camp Darling. Most of them don't work out. Let's be real. What I like to see is when I see Marcus Colston in an actual preseason game against actual competition, not the guys he practices against every day, when he's lighting that shit up, when I see Chris Ivory breaking a 50-yard run, something tells me, hey, this guy's pretty damn good. He's somebody to watch going forward. I want to see it in the games. I understand the coaches are seeing things, certain traits and tendencies, and that's good. I'm not saying it's a total wash, but I'm not granting anybody a depth chart spot based on.
Hey, listen, I want to welcome Cullen. He does a show with Fernando too. Young guy's really good. He's got his own podcast. But he's watching on X, y'all. Guys, if y'all don't know it yet, you can also watch us on X. We now are live on X too, so make sure to subscribe and share that page too. So go ahead, Fernando.
No, I agree with a lot of what Dave said. I will push back a little bit. There were some guys that we do hear of in camp, that Jimmy Graham's, the Marcus Colston's, like you brought up. Those guys started as camp darlings, right? I think in the more recent time with like the Mason Tiptons, those guys have not carried that over to games. Right. But I keep coming back to it. I know we're not talking about him, but I never thought about it until Pancho said it. But Joe Morgan is a very good comparison for Barry and Brown, by the way. But,
yeah, like I said, there's Dave can rattle up some. I'm just being flustered right now. There's some other one-hit wonder guys that was just streakers that just I would hate to say Brandon Cooks was more of a mainstay, but you had some guys that did beat the top off the offense.
Even Meacham
I hope it works out
because did it to an
he
extent.
needs it. Remember at the end of last year, and then going into the draft, like y'all was straight with the wide receiver room. Y'all didn't want a wide receiver drafted in the first round. Y'all were good with Tipton and Polk, and y'all wanted something to come from there. And I kept preaching, man, it ain't in there. That whoever's there ain't in there.
Time out, Pancho. I came on after that, so I did not say that.
Yeah, I don't think we wanted Tipton. We were intrigued by Polk. Devon Vele to me was a good pickup.
Yeah, y'all didn't want to draft any receivers though. Y'all was good with Vele and y'all was good with Tipton and Polk. And I'm like, y'all don't want to draft any wide receivers. You're like, no, we good. I'm like, no, bro.
I think I would have been good with a receiver in a second more than. And listen, I hope Jordan Tyson is amazing, and I like the kid, but I wanted Sonny Styles. I mean, I'm not going to ever change my. I can't. I can't go back and forth.
You got his brother.
I still
Dave.
wanted him.
You got his brother. Maybe that's the next best thing.
And maybe so, because I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said the biggest problem he worries about with the Saints this year, the biggest loss, and no one's talking about. We just assume because he's old, and we
listen. I think
Mario Davis, dude. I mean, that's a huge loss.
I know we say on this show you don't need top receivers to do this, top receivers to do that. But I think that what I think teams don't want to do is I think we're finding out, especially with Kansas City. You need some receivers, dude. Even as good as Mahomes is, you need receivers, dude.
Richie, I think you need a functional group of receivers. And what I mean by that is you need that go-to guy that can work the chains.
What
You
up,
need,
Fatty?
like Concha said, the top coming off the defense guy. You need the Lance Moore type that's gritty, can run the little 5 to 10 yard routes. I don't think you need 3 superstar receivers because to me, look at some of the best receiving corps in the league. The Bengals haven't smelled the postseason.
I mean, Drew will tell you that. I mean, look what we took into the Super Bowl. I mean, we didn't have a number 1 receiver anywhere on the board.
I mean, Colston, yeah, but I mean, other than that, yeah,
he was drafted in the 7th round.
Like,
I mean, come on, bro.
Nobody's
never
about
a number
yet.
1 or close to it. Yeah.
Somebody just commented. Nobody's talked about it. How much is this defense going to miss Demario Davis?
Well, no, dude, that's what I'm saying, Richie. Yeah. That's why I wanted Sonny Styles. It wasn't a knock on Jordan Tyson. I felt Styles would be a plug and play from day one. You know what I mean?
The thing I don't think we're giving credence to, and I know I've said it a lot on this podcast, but we don't want to talk about it enough, and maybe it's because people don't believe in him. But Danny Stutzman is going to be that, like, he's a dude.
They're going to be getting Caden Ellis back.
Caden Ellis is going to fill
I
that
love
same
Caden
spot.
Ellis.
He's good.
I mean, he was solid. He was showing off in Atlanta, bro.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
because
he was one of the guys that, like, look at what Atlanta got from us. And
you
know what I'm saying? So
the thing with Caden Ellis, Poncho, is he's bad in covers, they said. Terrible.
Let me ask you this. DeMario, what was he so good at? He was recognition, dude. Recognition skills. He could diagnose a play, communicate to the other guys in the back end of the defense. He would get to the hole, play run stop. He could play light coverage.
All you need to know about Caden Ellis is the over-under on him for sacks this year is 6.
Well, and that's what he's good at. Watching him at Atlanta, he would line up in a lot of different spots. And I think, Staley's going to see that and utilize that. But I'm more worried about recognition, knowing what plays coming.
Lance said we need somebody on the interior to step out.
On the defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I think, like Fernando said, Stutzman, don't be surprised if Stutzman's starting week 1 as one of the linebackers. You know what I mean?
So I think, Dave, a lot of this defense is going to be, and I've told this to Richard before, when you get into those 2nd and long or 3rd down situations where you're going to be passing, I think Ellis is going to go to the edge a lot, and you're going to have Stutzman and Werner as your linebackers a lot. So I think you're going to see a lot of all 3 of those out there at the same time.
That's almost like a golden ticket, yeah. Because I mean, Ellis has had some good sack numbers the last couple years.
So you got to address these Shador Sanders comments, man. They're killing you with it.
I can't see what I mean. Listen, bro, we all can. At the end of the day, we can all pull for. We all can pull for Tom Brady or Drake May and these guys, but man, where's the love for the other guys, man? I mean, nobody. I mean, Shador. I've been liking Shador. I think he comes from one of the best talented athletes football's ever seen.
Yeah.
Family.
So I mean, the talent's there. You know what I'm saying? If it was Michael Jordan's son, I mean, I would be like, look, let's go, Marcus.
He's not beating out Watson, Poncho.
Do y'all think a lot of people just don't like him because he's Deion's kid? And I feel bad for the kid.
I don't think it's fair either. I don't think it's fair.
Well, people don't. They don't. People like. Listen, people like.
It's not a Bronny situation. No, I didn't mean to go there, but I had to go there. This dude can play. This dude ain't the worst player in the sport.
The thing about it is this. I agree with Poncho on this, and me and Poncho has different on Shador. I think Shador Sanders came out harsh on people. He was a little arrogant, but he's learned from that. You can't keep holding that against the kid.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have the heartfelt story. You don't have the heartfelt story behind Shador. You don't have the adoption process, and he grew up with a family and he struck with gold. This is a guy that always had money. He's always been around the best athletes the U.S. the country's ever seen. He's been born with a spoon in his mouth. Yes, his dad Deion, from what I've seen and on shows, he treats them like young men. He makes them earn their stripes. He is not a father just handing out. There's lessons that he teaches out in the open. He's a player's player. And he's a no-nonsense guy at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick, he deserves to be there. Let's be real. He deserves to be there.
Fatty said he don't have the work ethic. I don't know. I mean, I don't follow.
Dude, I mean, we sitting behind a computer or behind a TV saying that about Shador, bro. I mean, come on, bro. Nobody's sitting out there and saying
the kid does want to be good. I think he wants to be great. I don't think he's a bad kid. I think he could get a shot like Spencer Rattler. I don't know if it happens this year, but it could happen 2 or 3 years from now for one of these guys.
Drew didn't strike it. Drew didn't strike it Rich's first. There's a lot of QBs that didn't strike Rich their first or second year.
Look, Steve Young sat for many years, right?
I mean, come on. To beat a dead horse, but I will say this about Spencer Rattler. I'm not convinced, and this is just me. I'm not convinced that there are 32 quarterbacks in the league that are better than Spencer Rattler.
I am.
I mean, Will Levis.
I think there's 40. I think there's 40. And I know people are going to hate me by saying that.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think Spencer Rattler is better than C.J. Stroud.
Whoa.
So look,
I'm just telling you.
Come on.
I don't know. Tyler Shuck's better than C.J. Stroud right now.
Yeah.
Will Levis, whatever his fucking name, he thinks he's better than the 30. He thinks he belongs in. And Will Levis can't even see a football field right now.
They all better believe that if they want to.
I can tell you one thing.
Absolutely.
I would take Spencer Rattler over J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. I can promise.
I mean, McCarthy's terrible. Yeah, I would too.
So,
I agree there. Yeah.
Richie, what I hang my hat on is the willing to work, the willing to learn, the willing to not give up. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's always out there working and hustling. And he's got 100,000 people against him. You know what I'm saying? Some people.
There it is. Lance says the same thing. Look at Sam Darnold. It took him a while to figure it out. It's
Baker Mayfield had to come back and hit rock bottom to be good again. Darnold took a while.
And it's not. Look, here's the truth.
There's a lot of paths. You don't have to come out and beat Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Joe Burrow and hit in year 1 or 2.
We gotta get Fatty back
for a young quarterback. Like, your situation matters. Where you go matters, right? Like, Cleveland isn't. I give Poncho some crap sometimes too about Shador. I was actually a Shador fan when he was coming out, and I wouldn't have been mad if the Saints would have got him. I actually like Shador a lot.
Right.
But like, the Browns are been terrible forever. Like, that's not a Shador problem. That's a Browns problem.
Now, I will say this, Fernando. I'm bullish on the Browns a little bit though, because I think Harold Fannin, to me, for all you fantasy guys who don't know who that guy is just yet, I think he's gonna be a top 5 tight end this year in fantasy. I think the receiving core is a lot deeper. I mean, they just had Jerry Jeudy before. Now you got Casey Concepcion. You got Denzel Boston there. There's a lot. There's Judkins in the run game. I think their offense isn't as bad as it once was. I think
they got a good offensive line too.
Yeah, as I said, they're going in the right direction. And listen, dude, I want to say this. I'm not a Rattler hater. I just knew he wasn't the guy for the Saints. But I will say this. I don't know. I've seen people, I think Saints fans just get a little overzealous on every player we have. I think he's got a chance in this league. I'm not saying he's a total throwaway, but he's not a top 5 backup in my opinion.
Kind of like you with Taysom Hill, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, Taysom Hill's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, God, here we go.
Taysom's a Saints Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah, I say he's a 7-2 starting quarterback. He's the only dude that can block punts and run through dudes and run 70-yard runs, lay the biggest block on the game.
So listen, I want to ask your opinion on this because I've been asking in different podcasts. I think it's insane to think that you could possibly have, and the word is it's going to happen, Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same side of a defensive line. That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They're gifted. They're probably one of the top 2-3 rosters, man.
I mean, that defensive line, and then they got guys that's on that line besides that had 12 and 7 sacks.
How long is the break for Aaron Donald again? Y'all refresh me on that. How long?
I think it's 3 years, I want to say.
Was it 3 years?
It may be 2. It may be 2.
No, it wasn't that long. But
it's at least 2.
But that's what I'm talking about.
This is what's going to be interesting, though, right? How do you jumpstart that again? How do
Correct. Like, we got to act like this guy wasn't retired? Yeah. I mean, I know he's Aaron Donald and he's a beast, but
right.
You can't just come.
I think again, he's probably going to be third down situation, or you get what I'm saying. So he's not
going to be the starter.
No, but Poncho's got a good point. I don't know, Richie. Like we go back to
you need Aaron Donald in the playoffs. You need Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl if that's your aspirations.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to play. Gordon. Remember Josh Gordon? He was like a 1,300-yard receiver. He starts smoking a little too much reefer, and he sits out a couple years, and he comes back, and he's awful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not easy to turn it up again. I mean, I see it with baseball. With these pitchers having like 2-year injuries,
and that's on taking a year off. He was off.
And there is an exception to the rule. Jordan is an exception to the rule.
Jordan came back good, but he wasn't Michael Jordan. If Jordan never retires, I've always said this: they win 8 championships if he doesn't leave.
Oh, when he left for baseball is what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, he was still what? But he came back. What was it? A full year? I guess a year and a half. Was it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, he came back. Yeah, I get you there. Yeah. I mean, it took him that little one warm-up year, and then he got back to being, dominant.
Dude, Aaron Donald is going to be the starter. Trust me.
Who's that?
I mean, you can't listen. The name is sexy, bro.
He retired in 20. Lance just posted. He retired in 23, so it was 3 years. It's been 3 years.
Well, this would be the third. Well, this would be the third year.
Yeah, I would agree with Poncho on that.
But he's playing, so he's been gone 2 years full. This would be the third year.
So let's think about this, and I don't know all the ins and outs, obviously, of the Rams, but Aaron Donald is coming back because your boy's on the team, right? We all agree on that? Like, because Myles Garrett's on the team.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know Myles Garrett was coming, that means he definitely wasn't training like a professional athlete should be training leading up to this moment. So I don't think you can just turn it back on and be dominant like you used to be.
Especially in this sport, right, guys? I mean,
but man, you haven't seen guys sit out from ACLs and shit like that, and arm and shoulders like Drew Brees sit out a year and come back and just fucking. I mean, you got to throw every situation just because he sat on the sideline and didn't take a pounding every day for a year. I mean, I would think he's probably healthier now than coming back, but I still wouldn't give him a 4-down role. He would have a 3rd down or 1st and 10, 1st and 3rd, somewhere around that, you know.
When you gradually bring him back into things a little bit, I mean, give him.
Like I said, you need him down the stretch rather than the first 6 games.
Lance kind of says he plays 20 to 30 snaps.
My prediction is, and I don't wish this upon anybody, but just based on the situation, Aaron Donald probably, and I don't hope this, but he's probably going to get injured at some point early in the season. That's just.
Well, he's not known for getting injuries.
Well, when you sit out 2 years, shit happens. I'm just telling you.
What does that got to do with him getting injured?
Well, I mean, you got to train for this.
We're talking, look, because guys,
train right now and go out there and play.
No, but Richie, we're talking about it earlier in this show about how the less practices and all that's affecting guys. I mean, when you don't play for 2 years, that's a big
pull a hamstring and break my back.
I ever told y'all that story where I beat Richie running backwards?
He certainly did. Did he tell you I drank a 40-ounce of beer before I raced him?
That's when that dude sported a cape. I'm sure.
That's right. That's right.
We're waiting for the Richie's going to be in the Louisiana Hall of Fame soon.
Flag football?
I don't know. He said he was all pro in 4 sports. So
all pro.
I mean, we're waiting for the nomination for Richie being
all pro in none of them. None. 0. But listen, let's talk about. Listen, I do want to talk about around the league a little bit because we are diving into it. Any team to watch right now? Anything you see surprising in camp?
Well, you go with signings real quick. You go off the running back signings, kind of all fell in order. Were there any surprises with that? You know, Bijan, Jameer.
I was surprised that
Taylor, and then
I'm surprised Gibbs didn't get more.
He's the highest paid.
Pancho, let me ask you this: Does those running back contracts make us feel a little bit better? I mean, I don't know if everybody felt bad about, but Travis A-Chain's contract.
Listen. So when Dave was on with the AK deal, Dave started at 14 and whatever. He started at 12 and ended up at $15 million a year.
I was close.
Listen, so when so traditionally your running backs aren't the most paid, but it's starting to turn that way. And once you lock up $25 million at that position or $20 million at that position, man, that's a real strong handicap. You get what I'm saying? So you kind of strap, and you have to understand payroll.
But guess what's happening?
Unless you're the Dodgers, you don't have to worry about the payroll situation. But other than that, bro, you gotta play within a cap. You only so many pieces. To me, a running back is great to have.
But isn't it a 3-year deal? Is it 3 years, or am I tripping?
What's that? Yeah. Add extension.
That's where you go, though. But I mean, think about it. These guys don't get paid. They once they hit 28, 29 years old. I mean, we're talking about Saquon Barkley falling off a cliff. That's what everybody's projecting going forward, right? Derrick Henry's been like the exception to the rule. But I mean, they're going to get these contracts when they're 22, 23, so where you can get that best version of them and lock them in at that point, right?
Yeah, your running backs got one good contract in their life.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
outside of their rookie. If you ain't drafted in the first or second round as a running back, you fucked, because you're playing in NFL terms pennies on a dollar. If you're in the 3rd or 4th round and you're a bell cow, you're not making money until year 4 when you restructure your deal, and you only got that one deal because after 4 years of being a bell cow and 3 years prior, you're not like AK. You're not in high demand, you know what I'm saying?
I'm shocked that they're giving these running backs that are still under contract new deals. That's what's shocking to me.
Well, and look, and you can play it the way the Seattle Seahawks played it too, Richie. I mean, look, Kenneth Walker was money the last couple of years. I mean, to me, he was clearly better than Zach Charbonnet. I don't know what fantasy world that people were trying to propel that, put them on the same level, but look what he does. He's a huge reason why they win a Super Bowl. What do they not want to do? Like Pancho said, they want to discard him because he's hitting a certain age and the mileage is starting to, pick up. Hey, let's go draft Jadarian Price. with the 32nd pick, and we're moving on. You know what I'm saying?
And you
It's almost
pay,
like,
and then you're paying like
years and
800.
then move on.
And you're paying next to nothing for him. And again, you're hanging your hat on the rookie or a new guy coming in. But
Yeah, Fernando. All right.
Yeah, that's why I was not wanting Jeremiah. I mean, listen, I think Jeremiah Love's gonna be really great, but I'm glad we did what we did. I think Shuck needed that too. He needed that veteran running back, pass blocking, check downs, different things like that. I'm glad we didn't go Jeremiah Love. I think he's having a good career, but I'm happy we did what we did.
I'm just scared to pay those running backs and be able to build your team out the right way. That's the part that gets tricky when you're trying to do this. But I think like Dave said, with where the Saints are, maybe I'm just being overly optimistic, but the way they're set up with their skill positions, if Shuck hits like we think he should, they're gonna be in great shape. Dave, you like those kisses, huh?
I know this dude's just snuck up on a shirt.
Do we?
And my thing is, my Olave thing was paying a wide receiver that type of money with his. I mean, because let's be real, bro. He's literally one concussion out from being done, and he has all his guaranteed money. You don't get that back, so that just goes on your books. And then if Olave gets any kind of a concussion, he could be done.
But if he retires, you get it back. That doesn't go against your books.
But he's not. He's probably want to linger. You get what I'm saying? You're probably going to cover.
He's also got built-in stuff in that contract too, to where some of that money doesn't hit.
Everybody wants to bring up the concussions with Olave. NFL players one hit from ending the season.
I know, but you got percentages, Rich.
That's what got me a little worried. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's already endured that to a certain degree. That's what's got me. Because right now, look at the Saints cap sheet. I think a lot of fans would be surprised to know this year that we're still paying.
He didn't have one.
Olave
didn't have one concussion last year.
No, I'm talking about 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't have one last year. Not one.
No, he didn't, which is great. And I mean, let's hope for the best. The scariest thing for the Saints is if that does happen early and he misses a chunk of time. And you got a very young receiving group outside of Devon Vele. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of inexperience there, right?
Here's the thing. You can't, and I think most of us would agree. I agree. The Olave deal, people was on it, some people wasn't. But you can't have a young quarterback now, and then you don't have him you take his receiver away from last year. I mean, that's just.
No, so it all makes sense, Rich. I mean, you got a guy in house that he's used to, and that's the dilemma. Do you keep him?
And you got
there's guys out there that are.
You got a receiver on a rookie deal. You got a quarterback on a rookie deal. You got to take that into account too.
You got a left tackle on a rookie deal too.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Olave deal. I'm not against it. I just don't want the worst case scenario to play out. And somebody's got to play the devil's advocate here. You get what I'm saying? So he ain't like he's a 4-year receiver that came in and didn't have any concussions. He's a receiver that's 4 or 5 years in that's had 2 or 3 concussions. So he's not on the playing field with everybody else.
You know what bothers me about Olave, and it has to do with the concussions, but nobody's really said it because it's an NFL player thing versus just an Olave thing. But they got these guardian caps, right? that are supposed to help with concussions. They all wear them in freaking practice when there's barely any hitting, but they won't wear them in the games.
Some of the players wear them.
Romeo Dobbs, I know wears them.
If you're Olave and you were talking about retiring because of your concussions, why the hell wouldn't you wear that thing in the game?
Let me ask you.
I don't know if they don't want to look like Gazoo in the Flintstones or what. Or close them down. I don't know.
This is the question you have to ask yourself. And let's be honest. Of all the technology today, AI, this, that, you mean to tell me that they can't create a helmet that don't get concussions at all?
Richie, you can't.
I mean, I think they're made better.
A collision of.
Correct. It's like a car. You can't stop a car.
Yeah, a collision is a collision. You can't stop something 20 miles an hour going against something 20 miles an hour.
That's not the same as a
bad shit's gonna happen. Richie, you can put them inside of a mattress with some fucking bubble wrap and run 25.
And a lot of them cause from hits to the ground as well. It's not always a head-to-head hit.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. This is gonna be a crazy take. But I would say you would have less stuff going on. Take the helmets off.
Cubs just walked it off, man. I'm 3 hours behind, y'all.
Oh my God.
Cubs.
Hey, fuck the Dodgers. Any Dodger fans out there?
Hey, man.
Take the helmets off. People would stop using their head as much. as far as leading with the helmet and all that shit.
But I'm
Take
saying
him
I'm
off.
talking about the guys that hit their head on the turf and
On a
stuff
turf,
like that
yeah.
and get concussions.
Think about it. When the grass in Chicago or Cleveland or Buffalo is 20 degrees and these guys are falling back on their head, there's nothing you can do.
But think about this.
Or going forward even.
Nobody really said nothing about concussions back in the 80s and 90s, dude.
And at the end of the day, bro, it
Right.
all comes down to being you're playing the sport because there's risk in anything you do. I did pest control. I drove on the road every day. Like my chance of getting in a wreck and dying
Macho
was
is
more
making
was
the
more
connection here.
more at risk than most people. A truck driver is more likely to get killed in a crash
It's
than most
because of
people.
your driving, Poncho.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For football players,
Macho
that's a
jumped in the
profession.
fucking Alaskan waters to go
But
chase
that's a
King
profession
Travis.
they
He knows
choose,
exactly
so
what
they're
it's
more
like to
likely
deal with a
to
concussion.
take punishment, and that's something they sign up for. So again, so you can't feel bad for a guy because that's what they choose to do. But I mean, the dude at the end of the day is making tenfolds over all four of us are making. So I mean,
All
But
I'm
hey,
saying
Poncho,
is
the thing about the contract, though, right? Isn't it like, okay, his agent was smart. He was opportunistic, right? I mean, you got unproven guys in that receiving room, although it looks a lot better. If this is, okay, let's say he waited on his contract. Because y'all, I know Richie's thing was, what if you wait and Olave has this crazy year? And my thing was always, well, hey, if he's that good with everybody in this room now that's who's there, with a beefed up receiving core, if he goes for 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns, I'm willing to pay to do whatever he wants at that point. But his agent made a smart ass play because what if Jordan Tyson does come in and look like the guy with, all the talent in the world? He looks like a budding superstar. What happens to Chris Olave at that point going forward?
Hey, well, let me ask y'all this. Why are we not talking about the all-world #1 pick tight end with highlights? Why are we showing a
Who's
guy
that?
Why are we not showing Jordan Tyson highlights in camp?
Well, no, but I mean, Richie, give him time. But you see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
the rookie.
His agent
Browns
knew the
don't
timing
combine
was
with-
right.
Dave,
The Saints are trending up
Dave,
for the
let's
first
call
time
it
in
when we
years.
see it. Browns, we seeing all kind of highlights of Brown. Why we not
Time
seeing
out.
Jordan Tyson highlights?
Jordan Tyson's going against Quincy Riley versus Barry Brown going against whoever the hell he's going against.
Yeah.
I don't even
And
know.
Fernando, that's a big problem. Our depth at corner. That's what we're scared.
Our
shitless
#1
about
pick
right
can't
now.
beat Riley.
If you can pull
Riley's
up the
a bad
highlights, I can
dude,
pull up
bro.
the highlights of
Riley was
Jordan
a really
Tyson.
good corner.
Jordan Tyson's got highlights and dances to go.
I mean,
along with
listen,
the
a
highlights.
highlight is called a highlight for a
I
reason,
understand what
bro.
y'all saying,
Right.
but I think Poncho will agree with me. Where Jordan Tyson was drafted at, he better be beating Patrick Surtain.
Well, I mean,
And that's
again,
the problem.
there's
Saints fans are going to have to taper those expectations a little bit.
there's a year and a half adjustment here, bro. I mean,
he's not going
Is
to go
it?
for Randy Moss numbers.
No,
in year one.
not being taken what he's taking.
yeah.
No, but Richie, I get that and all, but I think the Saints they have told you what their dynamic is. They
Like,
said, hey,
I
we
would
can't
say-
afford to lose Olave. Him and Shuck have enough, connection there. We want
Dave,
Tyson to
keep
get
in
played
mind-
later,
Dave, keep
take
in
the
mind,
attention
Jordan.
away.
Listen, Jefferson only won a few picks before where Tyson went in the draft. Come on,
So
man.
let's play this. So let's play the Tyson advocate. So Dave, so my outcome for Jordan Tyson on the season is probably 40, 45, 50 catches, 7 to 800 yards, and probably 5 to 6 touchdowns.
That's a failure.
It's possible. It's possible.
That's a failure. That's
A
a failure.
failure.
I would like a little more catches. I would like to be in that 60-ish area, but I could see like an 860, 806. Or
Okay,
7.
so Fernando,
I can
you
do
saying
that. I can.
stats. Maybe I'm overlooking it, but I'm gonna compare Jordan Tyson's first season to Jamal Chase.
There's no way. No.
Well, I am.
I mean, no. I'm saying here's my thing. Okay, so hold on. Let's give me 30 seconds, real quick, Richie. First off, you had a top 10 defense last year, so you're not going to be just shucking the ball 80 times a game. You got a good defense. You got to have a good running game with that running back room with A-Chain and Alvin Kamara, et cetera. I think you can have a pass-heavy offense, but still some balance there. But Tyler, if we saw anything from him, he can make Kevin Austin relevant one week. He can make the third-string tight end relevant.
But then
he's not going to flood two guys with targets.
And then you got Tyler Shuck, a second-year guy. I think Jefferson had Kirk Cousins his first year. So I mean, that's a whole different beast. Jefferson went into a ready-made program, and the Saints are still under construction, if you want to call it that. They're building this team, and Jefferson was a plug-and-play basically.
Yeah, I mean, stats are important, but we can't get too deep into stats. I mean, he's not going to go for 1,400 yards.
Look, I'll tell you what a successful season for Tyson to me is he looks the part and he stays healthy. That's what a successful.
But you got to give him a
season
stat
looks
line. Like I said 45, say 800, 750, and 6. I mean, you have to create something, a goal. I mean, Dave's saying 60, so I'm 15 catches off. However you want to take it.
I'm looking at yardage. I'm not really looking at catches as much, but 600. 700 to 800 yards. I think is a good season.
I mean, Olave, I'm looking for like 90, 85, 90, 95 out of Olave. Maybe
but y'all missing where he was drafted at.
No, Richie, I do agree.
You only got so many balls to go around, Richie. You only got so many
receiver.
offensive plays.
If he was
you
drafted,
got ATN, you got AK, you got.
Look, I would agree with Richie if he was on a team with no weapons and he was the guy. Then I'd say he probably needs to get 80, 90 catches and over 1,000 yards.
Yes,
but that's not the case.
Yeah, you got Olave is going to get you 1,250 to 1,300, I would say, and create your 80 to 90 catches. And I mean, again, you got tight ends to go around.
Have they said anything to rookie tight end from Georgia about
he's kind of slow. There's nothing really on him right now. But some of these guys just take longer to get going than others. Like I think the same thing about Shuck. I think Shuck is same thing happened to him last year. He kind of just takes a little bit longer for him to get his rhythm down and get going. And like Dave said, some of these guys might be just gamers and not practice guys.
And at some point, I think, before the trade deadline, we could possibly add another receiver. I think we
got too many right now.
No, either receiver or tight end. If Juwan Johnson, if Noah Fant don't fan, you need another tight end. I think another receiver. I'm saying somebody who's going to catch the ball, either tight end or receiver.
I like the tight end room. I'm gonna say I think the tight end room's set though. I really do. I think that's why part of the reason with Taysom.
I mean, we want Juwan Johnson guy, and then we want the Juwan guy. But I mean,
back at Visions.
Visions is coming. I don't want to move with him on me again.
I can't think of his name right now, but the tight end that I've heard the most about in camp is the guy that we drafted last year. He's got that Hawaiian last name or something.
The dude with the was that the dude that caught the caught the ball with both hands, or that's a different guy I'm thinking about?
Don't everybody catch it with both hands? What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying didn't the dude catch in the drills? He did something wild, somebody threw him 2 footballs.
I think we all agree with you there, Lance. Lance says we need cornerback help. I agree.
No, corner is scary. I thought corner would be something, and that's right now. If one of those guys goes down, Kool-Aid or Riley, then. I mean, that's the most dangerous position group to me going for the Saints right now.
Maliki Mataveo is his name.
Oh,
he's having a good camp?
Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about that kid Hoker, I think was his name. He's gone, right?
He retired, didn't he?
I think so. Something weird because he's the one that caught. I remember the combine. 2 dudes threw him the ball at once, and he caught him with both. I don't know. Something weird happened.
All right, fellas. Well, look, it's time to get out of here.
It's getting dark by Dave.
We're getting out already?
Congratulations to Drew Brees. We'll talk about it next Thursday. I can't even get Lord have mercy. We'll talk about it next Thursday night.
When does Saints play next week?
Huh?
They play on Saturday next week?
Yep. 15th.
That is the Jacksonville Jaguars, right?
The Jaguars, yes, sir.
That's what I'm waiting for, dude. This practice shit. I get tired of practice after a while. I'm like,
are y'all going to practice against the Jaguars? Me and Richie are going. Are y'all going?
Going?
You going, Poncho?
I think I got tickets for that. Is that like the 26th?
That's the 13th. That's next week.
Yeah, I got the 13th, and there's another practice in the 20s.
It's a Thursday.
So yeah.
Ryan, you can come too. Ryan,
there you go. Hey, they serve beer there or what, man? What's going on over there?
Yeah, they got.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they need a dispensary to pull up like a food truck and have some beer, bro. Let's do this, bro.
All right, y'all. Take it easy, fellas. We are out.
All right, players.
Y'all take it easy, bro.